My next guest, she's on the phone. She's an HBCU graduate of Prairie View A&M with a degree in engineering. My degree is in mathematics, so I can. She's kind of like she's a little bit more advanced than me because she has to take physics, and physics shut me down. I couldn't get past physics. Now she's a popular stand-up comedian, film star, Emmy-winning television co-host on The Real. And this past summer, she was the first woman to host the Essence Festival in New Orleans, Louisiana. She's on the show to talk about her talk show, The Real, her new book, talk about Cafe Mocha, and her new holiday Ashley Stewart fashion line. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, Loni Love.
Hey, Rushion, how are you?
I just love her. I'm going to tell you something before we get started. Loni Love, we'll be talking dead serious, and she's going to make you laugh. I've saw a lot of gifted people. I was watching The Real the other day. They have to keep The Real is the talk show that she's the co-host on. They have to keep a camera on you because your physical gestures, your side comments are just hysterical. Just hysterical.
Oh, we try to keep levity in the, we try to do that. So
well, you bring it. You bring it because the reason I love it and I'm happy you was able to do my show because sometimes individuals like you that are so talented, I just want to just tell you how good you are personally. And I that some people say I carry a little weight in the industry. What I say really helps out people and stuff like that. I'm just saying I'm not trying to help you out because you're being helped by your own talents that God gave you, and you're tied to hard work. Now, the fun part about this conversation is that you started doing stand up at Prairie View, which is right outside of Houston, Texas, because you're a Detroit girl, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
So now tell me about this whole transition because, you kind of like me in a way because, I work for IBM. I got a math degree and I was doing stand-up comedy at night. And then I eventually left IBM to pursue a career in stand-up. Tell us your background, how it all got started.
Well, that's really I'm from the Brewster Projects, didn't have no money. And then one day I ended up going to I got a scholarship to go down to Prairie View A&M University. And one day even though I had the scholarship, I didn't have any spending money. I was in a bar one day and it was like, well, we'll give somebody $50 for the best story. And I needed that money, so I just got up there and said a story. I don't know what I said. I don't know what the story. I just made up something and got the $50, and that made me realize that people actually pay people to tell stories. I was like, "Ooh, this is nice." But I decided to go ahead and get my degree since I was already down there.
Right.
Got a job. I got a job in Los Angeles at Xerox, and then I worked there. And I never really thought I'd be a stand-up. But then one day I was like depressed. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I just knew I wasn't happy. I didn't want to be married. I had boyfriend and all that kind of stuff. And,
right.
As you get a nice job and all this kind of stuff, it's time for you to make decisions in your life. But I just wasn't happy. And one day I went to the Comedy Store and I saw all these men doing stand-up and I only saw one woman. Right. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. It's just one woman, and she was talking all kind of stuff. You know how, back then, in the 90s, that was that rough, that rough stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when I started getting back in it. I started getting back into stand-up. I built up my career, and one day we had a layoff at my job, and I went to my boss. I said, save a job and lay me off because I was the worst engineer in the United States of America. So
let's stop this right quick, Loni, because first of all, you would not. That's not what you wanted to do. It's just like IBM. I don't care. I as good a job as they said I was doing, my heart was not in the job. That was not your passion.
Yeah.
Your gift was someplace else. And that's why I bring individuals like you on the show because there are a lot of people out there doing jobs right now. They're afraid to change. They're afraid to transition. How did you overcome that fear?
Well, I overcame the fear by making a plan. I knew something. First of all, I had faith And then I had faith that I knew that God was going to, show me the way. And then I had to make a plan. And my plan was basically what was I going to do? So I tell anybody, no matter what, maybe you want to open up a daycare. You want to, open up a restaurant. You want to do a catering business.
Right.
Whatever it is you're trying to do, study it.
Right.
And that's one thing I like about engineering. Engineering taught me how to study.
Right.
And actually, it teaches you how to solve problems. So the problem was I wasn't happy.
Right.
And I wanted to get out of my current situation. So I studied. And I just started studying comedy and understanding, what was a joke, what was funny, what wasn't funny. People say you can't, you could be naturally funny. You have to have that talent.
Right.
But there's also mechanics to understanding comedy. And so that's what I did. I studied. And then once I saw that, the sign for me was that layoff. I was like, ooh, everybody was crying. I was like, ooh, this is my time to get up and get out of here. Because with the layoff, you got severance package, so that gave me a little cushion. Then I had already started developing some contacts in the comedy world. So it wasn't an easy transition, but at least it wasn't like, I know some people, they say, well, I'm going to do comedy for 6 months. Comedy is not a 6-month thing.
It's not.
When you get in it, you got to get in it.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be for a lifetime.
It's really funny. Just I've never spoken to a comedian with an engineering degree, and it's the same logic that I have in math. And I'm hearing a person talk similar to me because it's a plan through the whole process. I had a plan. I went out there. I would go into clubs and give people like can you evaluate my comedy performance? And I would put it in a folder. Yeah, I would give them a sheet. They look at me going, "What are you talking about?" I say, "Here's a form. Just check off what you think of me, and you can mail it in later. And I'm gonna use this to get me bookings at other clubs." They went, "Oh, okay. We never had anybody do this before." I said, "Yeah, this is how I've been trained from IBM. You do a job, you get evaluated by it, and people will pay you based on your evaluation." And just hearing your logic is all in the same place. It's like, okay, I see these layoffs. Here's an opportunity. Let me take this severance pay. But you also know there's no guarantee. But you also know that, hey, you know you got to work. It's a long run, and that's where people start falling off.
Yeah, there's been so many comics that I know that have tried to transition. Like, I knew I needed to be someplace, either Los Angeles or New York, if you really want to be in the business. Right. I know some comics, they be like, well, I saved up enough money 6 months and I'm going to make it. And it's like, dude, you're not going to make it in 6 months. It's just, it doesn't work like that. So I tell anybody, no matter what type of transition you're trying to make, you got to have a plan. Right. There's nothing. I think people feel like, well, sometimes I don't have to have a security net. Nothing's wrong to me. Nothing's wrong with having a security net. Right. I knew that if it didn't work, I could always do something else. I could teach. And that's another thing. You have your plan, but also have like a little backup plan. And the backup plan doesn't mean that you're going to fail. To me, it's just something in your subconscious that you'll be all right. Instead of having nothing at all. Have a plan.
This is the great thing about this. I'm talking about, because I gotta make this. I made an announcement in your credits about hosting Essence Music Festival. It's called Essence Festival now, and walking on the stage. It can be as many as 70,000 people in front of you. Okay. Yeah. And then knowing where you started, knowing, because when you start making these transitions, you're telling people, you're telling jokes, they wait, girl, don't you have a degree in engineering? People will doubt, your family members will question you. Well, how are you going to get paid? How are you going to get paid? Well, where's the regular check at? Now, you leaving something good here. You sure? You sure? So in that transition, you have to start surrounding yourself with people who think like you and have your same passion. Otherwise, you won't make it through the whole process. And to go from that to being on the stage, walking out there, talk about, first of all, getting the opportunity, getting the call to do that, and then walking out on stage the first time at Essence Festival.
Well, the thing is what people have to realize is, number one, a lot of times everybody's not going to be happy for you. Right. So a lot of that doubt that they sincerely, they're trying to act like they're sincere and they're worrying and caring about you is their own fear. Is that they don't believe that you can do what you say you're out to do. So I tell people that you have to believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. But with me being the first woman to host Essence Festival with 70,000 people, to be the host to introduce Michelle Obama, the First Lady of the United States, that just doesn't come overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that, that was all part of my plan too. It's many nights on the road. It's many hours on the road doing stand up all over the world, and understanding what everyone likes, what makes me different, what makes me funny, what will work for me. And so when I finally got the opportunity, and they asked me, Richard Lou Dennis and Michelle E. Banks, the CEO and the owner of Essence,
absolutely,
I was ready. I wasn't, when they say be ready so you don't have to get ready, I was ready. And I was, everybody was kind of surprised about why there wasn't ever a female to host Essence.
Essence, right. Essence, a female magazine, right.
You've been there, Rushion. You know how hard it is.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
Being a performer, it's not something you have to captivate the people, but you're in charge of the show. You have to move it along. You have to, if they need to stretch, it's not easy. You make it look easy because it's a performer, but it's not. And I was happy to be able to get it done.
Well, the beautiful thing about it, first of all, it was your time. The being on the reel allowed your brand to be a recognizable brand. So when you walked out on that stage, it was that time. And also, you set the groundwork, because I remember not last year, but a couple of years ago when I ran into you in D.C. when you was welcoming in the new owner of Essence Magazine and Michelle E. Banks. And so that was like setting the stage of your brand, because you were so funny. You were so professional. You were so articulate. You were the bomb. I was looking, I'd be sitting in the audience. I have a younger brother there. I went, he said, you know her? I said, girl. I said, that girl right there come along with. She's outstanding up there. She's a star. A star.
Rushion, I really have to say that out of a lot of people that have inspired me, you have really inspired me. And I think you and I have talked about it on several occasions, because of the fact that you always give me some encouraging words. You always also tell me what I need to do to get to the next step, to the next level. Even with doing this podcast, this is a wealth of information for people, because, a lot of times, like, I didn't know anybody in Hollywood. I didn't have an uncle or a cousin to hook me up. I knew nobody. And that's the thing, is that, it's easy for when people say, why are you so passionate about helping and inspiring other people? It's because I know what it's like to not know anybody.
Right.
And to be able to get your foot in the door, it's people like you that have helped me to inspire me and get me the connections that I needed. Awesome. And, and let me know if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm doing something right. And what I need to work on.
She's telling the truth.
We have to network, and I have to thank you for that.
I appreciate it, because I remember when she did an appearance on Boris Kojo and his wife. I was there watching her, and she said, "Rushion, you here?" I go, "Girl, I knew you doing this show. I had to come check you out." And then Boris Kojo and I was there. There was a premiere episode. They said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Hey man, I'm just here. I flew into town just to tell you I got your back." And they were like stunned. And that's just a quality side of me that I respect. I know how hard it is to get these moments. So when we come back, I'm going to talk to my friend Loni Love about her. We're going to talk about the real a little bit. But she got a book coming out, and she has a clothing line that's on that right now you can go online and buy. And I'm gonna ask her, can she be a part of Rushion McDonald's Cyber Monday? We'll be back with more money-making conversation with the incredible Loni Love. My guest, she's a popular stand-up comedian, film star, Emmy-winning television co-host on The Real, the talk show on The Real. And this past summer, we just talked about it. The first female host of Essence Festival in New Orleans. And that whole weekend, it's probably about anywhere from 500,000 to 600,000 people attend that festival every year in New Orleans. So the power to put that on your resume is amazing. But the thing I love about Loni Love is that she understands multiple levels of income. She learns about diversing her checks. She want to be asleep sometimes when the money come in the mailbox. Well, that's what she's working on in 2020, and that's what she's working on right now. Let's talk about this clothing line. I got the website up right now. I'm looking at the clothing line. You actually are modeling some of the clothes, which is awesome. So talk about the whole creation of Loni Love and Ashley Stewart.
Is a brand, that actually it really helps women in our community, especially in the African American community. And what happened was they had hired me to MC a scholarship pageant called Finding Miss Ashley Stewart, and I've done it 2 years in a row. And from that, the CEO James Ree, which I would implore you to have him come on your show. He basically, we started talking, and I told him, I said, plus size brands, we really don't have, and I've caused controversy by saying this. I said that there aren't any, when I was growing up, I didn't know of any plus size icons that had a clothing line.
Right.
Now, when we say someone like Queen Latifah had a makeup line. Oprah never had a clothing line where you never saw her modeling Gucci. You never saw her, it just wasn't there.
Right.
And so what I want to do is now you do have plus size models, but we still, in the plus size community, don't have the type of coverage I believe that we should have. So when I started working with Ashley Stewart, they said, well, let's just test something out. And so this is like a holiday collection that I actually curated. And it's been flying off of the shelves.
Congratulations.
I actually modeled the clothes. I have other women to also model the clothes. And it's been doing so great. It's 10 pieces. And the reason why I picked Ashley Stewart, and I always tell people, be careful when you pick these brands. But they give back to our community. They put scholarships in my name for HBCUs, and they give scholarships to our women. They give jobs to our women in our communities. And these are the type of brands that I want to work with. But also, we all want to look good, and we should be able to look good at an affordable price. So these pieces are something that I curated. They'll be there. If you go to AshleyStewart.com, you can see the pieces, you can order them. And I'm just proud to be working with a brand that supports us. And I think that's so important.
What it really is AshleyStewart.com/trends/Loni-Love-looks. Again, that's AshleyStewart.com/trends/Loni-Love-looks. Because I'm on the site right now, and it's a holiday collection. First of all, you look fantastic. Second, I love the fact that you're modeling, which makes it authentic. You're not pointing over there saying, buy this. Because I'm looking at you on this green, beautiful red carpet type dress that you can be in. Then then you got this little pantsuit on, and then you got this flowing dress on. You had to have fun. This is like, the thing I took away from these photos is that it was like a visual empowerment where you're going, I look good. I look good, and I feel good. So just talk about that the whole process of selecting the right look for the brand that you want to put out in this limited edition for Ashley Stewart.
Well, what I wanted was something, because of the holidays, I wanted pieces that you could wear at certain times.
Right.
So for New Year's Eve, I have a sequins black dress that is great for New Year's Eve that you could celebrate in.
I'm looking at that
I
right
also have a jogging set.
Yes.
Where if you wanted to, when you want to go over to grandma's house, Christmas morning.
I love that brand of love across the chest. That is so smart that you were able to get your brand in like that, Loni. That's so smart.
Exactly. And then I have sweater dresses that are very comfortable, where you can wear at the office or you can wear, after work. There's a beautiful lime green sweater dress. It's a cape dress. Then I have a red and a blue sweater dress you can wear with some boots. You can add something to it. I also have a red It's a chiffon type dress. You can wear it to church on Christmas morning, that Christmas red and things. So, and then I have a lot of black. I have a black leather suit. I have a ribbed black leather suit. And those are things that you can wear maybe at night if you want to go out to the clubs and a lot of holiday parties and you want to feel good and you want to look good. And like I said, what I stress more than anything is that they make us look good. They fit the right way. They cut the right way. And they're affordable. Every woman should be able to feel beautiful.
And right now,
no matter
it's
what
saying,
size she is. And that's what this does.
Right now, you can go online, 40% off on everything right now because that's the competition out there. I was in Macy's the other day buying and went online and everything's discounted online. And so you're being competitive. I just love this blue jean. This blue denim dress, belted denim dress. This looks awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
No, you strutting your stuff, girl. You strutting your stuff. And that red turtleneck dress, girl. Come on now. Stop talking to me, Miss Detroit. Stop talking to me. You didn't come up. You didn't come up.
So yeah. So these are the curated ones. And then we're going to work in 2020 on actually doing some other pieces with Ashley Stewart. And like I said, they're stylish, it's comfortable. We just wanted to give it a try. I'm just so happy that people are being so receptive to it.
Okay, cool. Let Rushion come in and help out too. Okay? 75% of my followers on social media are female. Okay? So I want to post a weekly post of your fashion and announce on Rushion McDonald for my followers who don't know that you got this fashion line with Ashley Stewart at discounted pricing. Also, I got a fan club of over 200,000 fan club members. Okay.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna do a Cyber Monday in 2 weeks. I want to put your clothing line as a part of that launch. I'm doing everything's about people I know, people I care about. This young man who has a beard company. It's called Rugged Evolution. I want to put in there. I want to put this in there. And also I want to put in your book on pre-sale. I want to make that transition because I definitely want to talk about that book. You start getting the word out because I know pre-marketing is really key so that book to be number one bestseller when it drops because it can be a number one bestseller based on your pre-sale of that first week. So let's talk about this book that you got out here.
Okay. This is my second book.
Right.
It's called I Tried to Change So You Don't Have to. It's a memoir.
Right.
And it's called True Life Lessons. And each chapter has a lesson that I learned. And it starts from the beginning to when I was in the Brewster Projects and, how my influences were Diana Ross and people like that, all the way up until I got to the Real. I talk about everything about how I got to the Real. I talk about how I got my first development deal. I talk about how I survived the crack era, how I got into college. Everything is in this book, and it's so many lessons. And the reason why I wanted to write a memoir is because people are always asking me, how did you make it? What happened? What did you learn in life? And so this is just the perfect time to do it. And, I think it's important for us. I always tell everybody, journal your life.
Right.
I don't care who you are or where you are in your life, even every day or even every week, just write something, get your book and keep a journal of what is happening in your life because there are going to be times you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, I did that. Or, there are happy times, there's sad times. It's important to journal. And so this one is something that I never thought growing up as a little girl in Detroit, I would be an Emmy winner. People need to understand anything is possible in this country. And I say people like you, Rushion McDonald, where you worked hard and you cracked the code in Hollywood, being a major player in Hollywood, it's like those are the type of lessons that we need to understand and know about because we're very smart people, we're very creative people, and we just like to share our creativity with people. So it's called I Tried to Change So You Don't Have to. Okay. You can pre-order it at LoniLoveBook.com, LoniLoveBook.com.
Okay, cool. Again, that's going to be in my cyber drop. Also, give me a banner. Samantha, the executive producer of the show, is writing all this down because I know it takes a team to be able to push success, and I'm part of your team, and so I have to acknowledge that. Now, I want to make a quick announcement that because The Real has been renewed, correct? The Real, the talk show, has been renewed?
Yes.
How many seasons?
This is season 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
Woo! Congratulations, girl. Congratulations. See,
Thank you.
you know, the thing about it, and you know, it's really interesting. I look at my life, and I looked at the so many different levels of success, and I'm so happy with what I'm doing now because I'm actually doing what I want to do. You know, you can somewhere in life allow the process, even though there's massive amount of success, you're really doing what the process is telling you to do. And when I watch you, I'm always smiling. I'm always Cafe
Aw.
Mocha, the radio show. Or, you know, there's so many different levels that